Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha, this is Geebz here, your old composer here at the Decomposer Lounge. Everything metal, all the subgenres, you name it. You suggested I break it down and dissect it. A friend of mine goes, dude, you gotta hurry up and check this out. The brand new Iron Maiden video came out. It's called The Writing on the Wall. What more can anybody say? Well, let me get my cable about Iron Maiden than one thing. Absolute legacy. Legacy rock and roll has influenced so many bands. It's absolutely mental. So as this continuous explosion of Iron Maiden music rains down on us, I feel like instead of me going out and doing my swim and chilling out, working out my shoulder, I'm stopping my world for this. So you know the shtick, guys. Any commercials, any ads run on this does not monetize my channel. You want to buy me a cup of coffee, the link is down below. Check out the link for the headsets, AKG 240s, and also for my Patreon. That seems to be blowing up a little bit right now. Okay, guys, let's do this. Iron Maiden, The Writing on the Wall. All right. All right, how do you not just glow and glam over this? First of all, it looks like the song is like 7.5 minutes, so it's like, okay, we're blowing past the radio edit of this, and hopefully there won't be a radio edit, but if there is, the record companies, they decide to do that, as if there's any more radio stations that are really affected by the edits. I love the opening acoustic guitar. There's a couple really fun things to talk about, and I'll try to get through it fast so we can get back to the music. The opening guitar, I love it. It sounds like they got a drop D. They dropped their low E into a D, and they kind of get us into this kind of grind, into this kind of feeling that only acoustic guitars can get us into. But then as it starts to lift into the arrangement and stuff like that, we have all of a sudden that guitar is right in the middle. Then the distorted guitar comes in. It's going to come in on the left side. Then you have the acoustic guitar kicking in on the right side. Then you have what sounded like more of a lighter drum arrangement. You know, obviously in mixing you can do all kinds of stuff, but it sounded kind of light and stuff. But then as it moved forward, I mean, this was a nice, it's like a huge long jump ramp into the song, you know, because once they got into the verse, then it kind of fell into, you know, a song structure and of like a verse, a pre-chorus, and then they hit us with a nice long fat memorable chorus. But then once the drums came in with that verse and stuff, it really all came together. Really super powerful, very Iron Maiden. I'm going to get us back right into this without over yammering, and I'll pick up some more stuff in a second. So let's just go. Okay, couple things I want to say really quick. When I came back in, and it looks like it's happening again, really super nice melodic lead. It's not a solo. That I love that. That's like a follow-up hook to the main hook that was just sung. Something else. Listen to that bass tone. Listen to the bass tone. Listen to how powerful and punchy it is. It's set in the mix really, it's not really too forward out in the mix because we didn't, you don't want it to be blowing over the drums and stuff. But there was such a hard left right with the guitars, which is my second thing I want to go into, or the third thing I wanted to go into, is what I love about what I'm hearing is that, in a lot of stuff that I do on this channel, a lot of it is measured by the perfection of everything. Exact edits, exact playing. And those are, technical nuances of what, metal or maybe new metal or math metal or super progressive, metal has become because of technology and modules and stuff like that. But what I love and what I'm hearing is that we have a hard left, hard right. And even though they're playing the same chords, different strumming patterns or different dynamic in playing. So in other words, it's not perfectly matched. The strokes, the strumming of the guitar and stuff is the electric, or the chugging or the long playing, holding out the chords are not exact. So this one is like holding off more of the master power of everything that's going on. And this one is having a little more fun with still playing exactly the chord in the same time as this one, but this one has a different approach in playing. And for me, that's what I love about rock from, the 70s through the 80s, especially the heavier metal days, is that you had to rely on just the performance that you were having in the studio, and if it wasn't perfect, it actually made it better. I'm not saying this is imperfect. I'm just saying it feels more powerful and more organic, than everything is actually so perfect and stuff. And his voice, well, I'm going to glam on that in a little bit. Let's get back into it. seems like a lot more of this video going. I don't know if it's musical or whatever, but if these are credits, I'm just going to let them run through here because the video, though I wasn't watching it that much, looked like it was super cool. I'm actually going to watch it now in full after I edit this and drop it on the channel. Today's Thursday. In the world of social media, you know, a lot of people say, hey, Throwback Thursday and stuff like that. Well, obviously, this is a brand new release of this video, just today. But for me, it was a journey all the way back in my soundtrack of life. And I'm old enough, 60 years old, man. I can remember in the 70s and when rock was rock and it was just, you know, really came from here. These chord changes are very recognizable and powerful, and it's so rooted in the metal and the rock, you know, and the heavy metal that I remember. And the solo, another thing. You know, I am so enamored with what guitar has become in so many different ways with the technicality and the way people play, a guitar nowadays, and orchestra and arranging and composition, the new metal, all the different ways. But you know what? For me, and I get to be for me because this is my channel. I just really, it's a different journey for me when I hear a great guitar solo like that. You know, the voice is also very, it rings deep in my soundtrack of life for being an old guy and remembering, you know, the power of just that kind of metal, you know. And I'm really surprised that I haven't done any Iron Maiden on this channel either. I think I've been so focused in the suggestions and stuff. But I'm so glad. Steve, thank you so much for making sure that I did this today and didn't get like, you know, oh, I'll do it some other day, because now I feel great. Now I'm going to go out back. I'm going to go for a swim. I'm going to chill out. My head is rocking on this hook and stuff. And so anyhow, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Iron Maiden, The Writing on the Wall, just released today. What is today? It is July 15th, 2021. If you see so fit, if you want to buy me a cup of coffee because you know that the channel's not monetized, links down below for this video, so you can watch this video that I was just watching uninterrupted by me yapping away. Also the headsets for the links and my Patreon down below. All right, guys, take care. Aloha.